Now, what I would love Caitlin to do is get up one time and then just slap the out of her.
What would happen if one of the greatest basketball players ever witnessed the most gifted young athlete in the WNBA being sought out via dubious methods? Reggie Miller's startling remarks regarding Alyssa Thomas's behavior against Caitlin Clark have rocked the basketball world, and you're going to find out. Let me ask you a question first, though. Have you ever witnessed a professional athlete experience the kind of mistreatment that Caitlin Clark has endured over her career? Reggie Miller's view of the WNBA was drastically altered by what he saw during the Phoenix Mercury game. Alyssa Thomas was the target of harsh criticism after Reggie Miller's comments. Reggie Miller believes that Caitlin Clark is deserving of the tremendous amount of support that basketball fans have shown her. Reggie Miller, one of the best shooters and players in NBA history, knows what it's like to contend with opponents who are out to slow down top skill and unrelenting physical defense. He did, however, highlight one important point. This is where the conversation about Alyssa Thomas becomes even more interesting. Reggie Miller is aware of the distinction between behaviors that go too far and gritty competitive basketball. He described it as the most cowardly act I've seen on a basketball court in decades. That's exactly what you heard.
Look. Players like this come around once, sometimes in our lifetime. Mm-hmm. There hasn't been
once in a generation, certainly.
But no player in NBA, in WNBA history, has had to deal with this.
Reggie Miller reacted right away when he saw the video of Alyssa Thomas shoving Caitlin Clark from behind while she was attempting to heal from getting poked in the eye. Reggie Miller has faced some of the most formidable opponents in NBA history as one of the best shooters and hardest competitors. Nevertheless, he thought that Alyssa Thomas's behavior raised grave questions regarding competitive integrity and sportsmanship. However, listen carefully to what Reggie Miller had to say regarding the timing of that shove. Alyssa Thomas was the target of harsh criticism after his comments. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Before we move on, let's return to the narrative. Now, the basketball legend addressed a topic that many fans have been talking about, but that few prominent people had officially discussed. Playing tough, championship-caliber defense is one thing, taking a cheap shot at someone when they're defenseless and not looking is much different. Reggie Miller said that he played at one of the most physically demanding periods in NBA history when respect for the game was still important, but toughness was demanded. True competitors, according to Reggie Miller, don't wait until an opponent's back is turned to make a dubious move. Instead, they confront each other head-on, and that's precisely what he claimed made it so hard to defend Alyssa Thomas's behavior. Consequently, a heated discussion concerning Alyssa Thomas's behavior has been triggered by Reggie Miller's remarks. The NBA icon seemed most irritated by Alyssa Thomas's reaction after the incident. She said, "Damned if I do, damned if I don't," implying that fans and the media were unfairly criticizing her rather than admitting that the play could have gone too far or expressing any regret. That response just made the discussion about the incident more heated. Reggie Miller asserts that the best competitors and champions take accountability for their actions, particularly when the safety of another player may be in jeopardy. He maintained that exceptional athletes accept responsibility and let their performance speak for itself rather than offering justifications. He believes that a player's approach to competition is called into question when they spend more time defending dubious behavior than confronting it. Consequently, the topic of discussion changed from basketball skill to professionalism and sportsmanship. Caitlin Clark has become one of the game's brightest emerging stars thanks to her extraordinary basketball IQ, outstanding shooting range, and special ability to improve her teammates' performances, all of which Reggie Miller commended. Reggie Miller, however, also stressed that player safety and upholding the integrity of basketball should always come first due to his great regard for the sport. Caitlin Clark is a very gifted young athlete who should be able to concentrate on realizing her boundless potential rather than worrying all the time about cheap shots or needless physical play. Reggie Miller claims that aiming after a superstar rather than matching their skill, hard effort, and preparation is a reflection of all the negative aspects of a bad competitive mindset. There are major issues with sportsmanship when a player is put in needless danger due to preventable contact. He believes that skill, discipline, and execution rather than dubious strategies should always be the deciding factors in basketball. The basketball community was soon divided over those comments. Additionally, Reggie Miller likened Caitlin Clark's physical treatment to the difficulties many top athletes have had throughout their careers. He also made it apparent that there is a significant distinction between actions that go too far and intense physical basketball. He commended Clark for being one of the most prominent figures in women's basketball while managing high expectations at such a young age. One of Reggie Miller's most compelling arguments was that the league runs the risk of delivering the incorrect message that players may garner attention through controversy rather than honing their basketball skills if it doesn't prohibit needless or risky moves against its best players. He believes that the league's continuing expansion depends on safeguarding top talent while maintaining fair, competitive basketball. Reggie Miller went so far as to say that the league runs the risk of sending the incorrect message to the future generation of players if it doesn't react appropriately to situations like these. He believes that rather than questionable plays or needless violent altercations, young athletes should watch the WNBA to learn about elite skill, unwavering work ethic, teamwork, and sportsmanship. Reggie Miller's belief in Caitlin Clark's future in spite of these obstacles was possibly the most potent aspect of his viewpoint. He asserted that true great players are frequently shaped by hardship and that any attempt to scare or dissuade Clark would only make her more determined to show herself by skill, self-control, and basketball intelligence. Drawing on his experience as one of the NBA's all-time great rivals, Reggie Miller pointed out that elite players have always faced physical defenses and intensive scrutiny. He did stress, though, that Clark is juggling those difficulties with the intense media attention and expectations that come with being one of the most well-known figures in women's basketball. Because of this, Reggie Miller says that helping athletes like Clark is about more than just rooting for one gifted athlete. It's about preserving the integrity of the sport itself. He believes that Clark embodies many of the characteristics that make basketball unique, including extraordinary talent, outstanding court vision, a fierce competitive spirit, and the capacity to motivate the next generation. Additionally, he emphasized that the WNBA is at a critical juncture, and that how it handles such circumstances could influence the league's culture and reputation for years to come. The league now has two options. Either it continues to allow needless controversy to overshadow basketball itself, or it protects and promotes its best players, enabling players like Caitlin Clark to realize their full potential and elevate the game. Reggie Miller's message was quite clear. The league's future may be shaped by the choice it makes today. However, that brings up the query that everyone has. Will the WNBA take more aggressive action to safeguard Caitlin Clark as advised by Reggie Miller? Or will it keep permitting instances involving athletes like Alyssa to stir up controversy and harm the league's standing? Share your ideas in the comments below. How do you feel about Reggie Miller's harsh critique of Alyssa behavior? Are his worries entirely legitimate, or do you believe he's being overly critical? More significantly, do you think the WNBA will eventually take more aggressive measures to safeguard its top players? Please share your thoughts with me, as I have read every remark. Make sure to hit the subscribe button and enable the notification bell if you like basketball analysis that breaks through the clutter and examines what's actually occurring in the game so you never miss an update. The entire basketball community is keeping a close eye on Caitlin Clark's circumstances in the WNBA as a result of Reggie Miller's remarks. One thing is getting harder and harder to ignore as this story develops. One game, one hard foul, or one contentious episode are no longer the main topics of discussion. It concerns women's basketball's future, the standards the league hopes to maintain, and how its top players are handled in the public eye. Few athletes have faced the kind of expectations Caitlin Clark did when she joined the WNBA. Every game she plays is followed by millions of admirers. Every action she does is examined from every perspective. Every success is honored and every failure makes headlines. Being one of the most well-known names in contemporary basketball is just that. In the meantime, seasoned players from all throughout the league are still competing at the top level, bringing pride, tenacity, and years of experience to each game. The WNBA wants to make sure that intense competitiveness never devolves into needless or risky play. Fans adore intensity. They take pleasure in fierce rivalries. Additionally, basketball performs best when physical competition is balanced with fairness, respect, and sportsmanship. As Reggie Miller has stressed, Reggie Miller has also stressed that basketball is at its best when fairness, respect, and sportsmanship are balanced with physical competition. Fans desire real top-tier basketball. However, they also anticipate that each player on the court will get equitable, consistent, and respectful treatment. That's one of the main reasons Reggie Miller's remarks have sparked so much debate. Reggie Miller, one of the best shooters and most competitive players in NBA history, knows what it's like to compete under continual pressure while up against unrelenting physical defense. His message was about more than just being tough. It was about preserving basketball's purity and making sure that skill, not controversy, continues to be the major focus. Reggie Miller's comments have sparked a significant discussion regardless of whether people share his viewpoint or think the problem has been overstated. A crucial question is still being raised by fans, pundits, former players, and media figures. What should happen when the league's best stars are the targets of increasingly violent play? Should league officials adopt a more aggressive approach to safeguard player safety while maintaining the game's competitive spirit? Should dubious plays be punished more severely? Or is that just a feature of playing basketball professionally? Everyone seems to have a different viewpoint and opinions are still divided. One thing is certain though, Caitlin Clark has refused to let her career be defined by controversy, physical defense, or outside criticism. Rather, she has continued to concentrate on basketball. She continues to compete at the top level, demonstrating why so many people think she is the sport's future. One of the main reasons she still has the respect and adoration of basketball fans worldwide is her tenacity. In the meantime, the WNBA is receiving unheard of attention. Every day, social media discussions get bigger, gyms fill up, TV ratings are rising, and countless new fans are learning about women's basketball for the first time. These kinds of incidents have an impact on far more than just a single player or team. They also influence how the entire basketball community perceives the league. Every game grows more important as the season progresses, and every Caitlin Clark matchup garners even more attention. Reggie Miller's comments have further put the spotlight on the WNBA and its greatest stars. Every contentious play will be examined. Every officiating choice will be discussed. And each game will turn into a new narrative in one of the WNBA's most anticipated seasons ever. It's your time now. Do you think Reggie Miller's remarks accurately capture the league's present situation? Do you believe the WNBA is protecting its players sufficiently while maintaining the competitive physical aspect of the sport? What effect do you believe the whole thing will have on Alyssa Thomas, Caitlin Clark, and the league's future? I sincerely want to know what basketball fans around the world think. So, please share your thoughts in the comments section below. This group is unique because of its thoughtful debate, and your comment might potentially appear in a future video. Make sure to press the subscribe button, enable notifications, and never miss another upload if you like this breakdown and want more in-depth basketball analysis, exclusive updates, and the biggest news concerning the WNBA, NBA legends, and Caitlin Clark. Thank you so much for watching and for your amazing support. Until then, be careful. Keep in mind that basketball history is being written every night, and this is just the beginning. Until then, be careful. The upcoming episode might be even greater than this one, so you won't want to miss it. Make sure to subscribe, enable all notifications, and keep checking back for our most recent news, unique perspectives, and comprehensive basketball coverage. Please share your thoughts in the comments section, subscribe, and enable all notifications so you don't miss anything. We'll see you in the next one after you click the video on the screen.